How would you like to see creativity kind of utilised in other services that support mental health?
My biggest issue is that gap, like between going into, like conjuring up the confidence to go and ask for help and then kind of either being just not given the support you need or going into like a waiting list of like 8 months. And I just feel like creativity can like be in the middle of that. Like they should offer somewhere else. And I think creativity is like that form of expression that means that you can still like process your emotions and thoughts. I feel like it could be really beneficial to tell people like at the doctors or at somewhere that they met, because it will open a world to them. Obviously I was already kind of part of that because I was doing acting and stuff. I find it quite hard to like express how I'm feeling, and like I feel like acting and writing is like the way that I can do it where it's not actually me, you know? But it's still dealing with those themes. Yeah. So that's benefited me. And also just like getting things out of my head and onto paper. Just having that like through line out of my head, that really helps. And like sensitivity as well, like just, you know, being open and vulnerable is like, you know, quite rewarding for my mental health.
So I write quite a lot of poetry that I never ever show anyone, but it does something to me. And I think it's probably the same if I was really interested in painting. If I was painting, it wouldn't necessarily be about like, now I need to have an exhibition or I need to show everyone what I've done. I think just that process of creatively expressing is really powerful and can help you process stuff and organise your thoughts and access feelings that you maybe don't quite understand.
Sometimes if I'm writing, I'll be stuck on something, maybe an interaction that's happened or something, and I'll write it out and I'll think, oh, maybe it could have gone this way, or maybe it could have, or even maybe in an ideal world, what would have happened if this...
Which is a form of therapy, isn't it? But I think your basic thing about kind of people not understanding and knowing about the impact is part of a bigger, you know, a bigger political thing as well, about where art sits in kind of education and how we value that as a society for all of those things. And I think the more that's kind of stripped out, the less opportunities people have to kind of engage with art and get all of those side benefits that we've just been talking about.
There needs to be some give, because it really does not help you. Like there's enough in the way to really impact your mental health in terms of rejection, pressure of exposure and performance.
You know, kind of active listening, but also kind of setting boundaries and like, this is what this space is and this is what it isn't. And I think all of that is actually kind of really helpful. And I'm gonna meet you, you know, we can have a very professional relationship, but it can also be one full of like positive regard and care and concern and, you know.
Again, there's so much uncertainty in art and like the industry of trying to put yourself out there and be vulnerable. The fact you said like it's based off the person, it's like the way that they seem to be. Like I think that's where a lot of both mental health practitioners and also art is lacking a little bit. It's a broad kind of assumption of like, you should do this or we're doing this, and that's what I'm saying. Like sometimes I think a personal led kind of environment is the way to go.